Hello students, this is Divya, Assistant Professor from Erodu Sengundar Engineering College. Today we are going to see about operators in C programming language. So in C programming, operators are symbols used to perform operations on variables and values. Here is a rundown of the different types of operators in C. The first operator is arithmetic operator. So these operators are used to perform mathematical operations such as example addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus division. So these all of the operations can be done with two variables or more than two variables. So modulus means it will gives the output as an remainder. And then here is an example for arithmetic operation. In first line we are including a header file and then main function, and then here we are declaring a two variables and assigning a values to the two variables called a and b. Here a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 5. So and then next we are printing the values. So first printf we have using the addition operator. So a plus b. So here a is 10 and b is 5. So both the values get added and then it will be printed. And in the next line of printf, here we are subtracting the two values a minus b. So 10 minus 5. So 5 will be printed here. And then next printf, here we are multiplying two variables. So value for variable a is 10 and value for variable b is 5. So here we are multiplying 10 and 5. So the output will be 50. And then next line, here we are dividing a divided by b. So 10 divided by 5. So the answer will be here, the quotient will be given as an output. So the quotient will be 2. So in next line we are using a modulus operation. So in modulus operation it gives a remainder as an output. So a modulus b means 10 modulus of 5. So here the output will be the remainder. So the 10 divided by 5, the remainder will be 0. So the output will be here is 0. So this is an example program for arithmetic operation. And then next relational operators. So these operators are used to compare two values. So for comparing two values, here you are using an relational operators. So relational operators are called as equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Here is an example program using an relational operators. So main function, and then here we are declaring a variables called x and y. X is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20. And then next we are equaling the two values. So x equal to y. Here equaling 10 and 20. So 10 equal to 20. It will check whether both the values are equal. And then next here we are check whether two values are not equal. And then third printf, here we are check whether the x is greater than y. So 10 is greater than y. And then next we are check whether the x is less than y. So 10 less than y. And then next x greater than or equal to y, and then x less than or equal to y. And the next operator is called logical operator. So these operators are used to perform logical operations. So here the three logical operators are here: logical and, logical or, and then logical not. So here the ampersand symbol is called as an logical and then line symbol is called as an logical or, and then exclamatory symbol is called as logical not. Here is an example program. Here we are declaring a variable called a and b and assigning a value for a equal to 1 and b equal to 0. So here first line printf we are checking a ampersand and of b. Here we are using a logical and, so it will return true only both the values are true. If one of the value will be false, then it will return only false. So here it will check whether both the values are true. So a equal to 1, b equal to 0. So b is a false value. So then it will return a false. And then next we are using an or operator. So a logical or of b. So the work of or is, if any of the one value will be true, then it will return a true. So here we'll check one or operator of 0. So one value is true, then it will return true. And then next here we are checking is not a. So not 1, it will return logical not. Here we are using a logical not 1. And then next, bitwise operators. These operators perform bit level operations. So here some of the bitwise operators are given. The first one is bitwise and, bitwise or, bitwise XOR, bitwise not, left shift and right shift. So logical and or is different from bitwise and or. Here we are using binary values to check bitwise and bitwise or. So here is an example program for bitwise operations. So here we are declaring x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 3. So binary value of x is equal to 5 means 0 1 0 1 and binary value of 3 is 0 0 1 1. So in first printf here we are using a bitwise and. So first it will check 0 1 0 1 and then y is equal to 0 0 1 1. So same as an logical and, it will return only both the values are true. If any one of the value is false means it will return only false. So 0 1 0 1 and then 0 0 1 1, it will return 0 0 0 1. So it is an binary value, so the output will be 1. And then next here we are using bitwise or. So bitwise or is same as an logical or. It will return true, at least one of the value will be true. So 0 1 0 1 and using or operator 0 0 1 1, it will return 1 1 1 0. And then next here we are using XOR operator. So XOR operator is opposite. It will be 1 means it will return 0, 0 means it will return 1. So 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. Using an XOR operator, it will return 0 1 1 and then 0. And then next using bitwise and next then left shift and then right shift. Left shift is used to shift the values to the left and then right shift is used to shift the values to right. And next here we are using an assignment operator. These operators are used to assign values to variables. So simple assignment operator is equal to, and then plus equal to is an addition of assignment, and then minus equal to is subtraction assignment, and then multiplication assignment, division assignment, modulus assignment. Ampersand is equal to bitwise and assignment, bitwise or assignment, bitwise XOR assignment, left shift assignment, right shift assignment. These are called as an assignment operators. So here is an example using an assignment operators. So here we are declaring and assigning a value a equal to 10. So in first line here we are using a plus equal to 5. This means it will store the values to a. It is equal to a is equal to a plus 5. So then it will print the a plus 5's value. So a is here 10. So 10 plus 5, here the 15 will be printed. And then in next line we are using an subtraction assignment. So a minus equal to 3. This means a equal to a minus of 3. So here a value will be, here is a is stored as 15. So 15 minus 3, it will stored as 12. And then here we are using multiplication assignment operator. So a star equal to 2 means a equal to a star of 2. Here the last a value will be 12. So here 12 into 2, so the value will be 24. And then using division assignment operator, a divided equal to 4, it means a equal to a divided by 4. So the last performance, a is equal to, we store 24. So 24 divided by 4, it will return output as 6. And then next we are using an increment and decrement operator. These operators are used to increase or decrease a variable's value by 1. So first, increment operator. In increment operator we are having an pre-increment and post-increment. In pre-increment it increments before using the variable. In post-increment, increments after using the variable. And next is decrement. Here also we are having a two types of decrement, pre-decrement and post-decrement. Pre-decrement means it will decrements before using the variables. Post-decrement means decrements after using the variable. Here is an example program for using an increment operator. Here first we are initializing the values a is equal to 5 and then b is equal to 10. So it will be printed first. In first here we are using a pre-increment operation. So here we are using plus plus a. So pre-increment means it will first incremented and then stored to the variable. So first the a value will be 5. So 5 is incremented by 1. So it will be 6 and then stored to a. So here the value will be printed as 6. And then next we are using an post increment. Post increment means the value will be assigned first and then incremented. So here we are using a b as post increment. So value of b is 10. So 10 is stored to b and it will be printed. After that it will be incremented by 1. So now the b value will be 11. So it will print the value 10 and then it will be incremented. After that it will be changed to 11. And then here pre-decrement. Pre-decrement means it is decremented first and then stored to the variable. So already we have incremented a by 1. So here we are decrementing. So a minus minus a means, so here now a value will be 6. So it will print first 5 and then it will be 5 and then decremented and then it will stored to a variable. So here the value will be 6. So 6 is decremented by 1. So now the value is 5 stored to a and it will be printed. Next, post decrement. Post decrement means the first the value will be assigned to variable and then it will be decremented. So here the value of b will be now 11. So first the b will be printed and then it will be decremented. So b value will be printed as 11 and then it will be decremented. So after decrement it will be 10. This is an example program for, and then here we are using final values. So final values, print of a means now the a value will be 5 and then b is before, after post increment b's value will be decremented by 1. So now the b value will be 10. So finally the a value equal to 5 and then b is equal to 10. Next, here we are using conditional operator. Conditional operators is also called as a ternary operator. This operator is a shorthand for an if-else statement. Syntax for a conditional operator is question mark, colon, conditional expression, semicolon. Okay, so if the condition, first it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will print the true block, or else it will print the false block. So here is an example program using a conditional operator. So here we are declaring int number, and then we are getting from user using a scanf, and then now here we are check where number is divided modulus of 2 equal to 0, it will print even. Whether the condition is true, it will print odd. So if we get a value of example 6 from user, so 6 modulus of 2 is equal to 0, because the modulus will gives a remainder only. So 6 modulus of 2 equal to 0. The condition is true, then the true statement is printed. That means even is printed. Suppose we are getting a value from user is 15. So 15 modulus of 2 equal to 0. It will check the condition, but the condition will be false. So it will print the false statement. That is, it will be printed odd. This is the use of conditional operator. And next we are going to see about comma operator. So this operator allow multiple expressions to be evaluated in single statements. You can use comma operator with multiple number of variables and values. So and then next is size of operator. This operator is used to determine the size of data type or variable. So we can use this by using a size of. So here we are declaring a variable a as an integer, and then b as an float, and c as an double, and d as an char. So in printf we are getting a size of a, and then next size of b, size of c, and size of d. So here size of a means the integer size will be printed here as 4 bytes, and size of b, so float size will be printed as 4 bytes, and then double size of c is double data type, so it will print as an 8 bytes, and then size of d is an character type, so the output will be for the character will be 1 byte. So this is an example program for size of operator by using an size of. And then next is an pointer operator. These operators are used with pointers. So we can use an asterisk symbol or ampersand symbol for declaring a pointer. So asterisk symbol is used to get the value at the address, but the ampersand symbol is used to get the address of the variable. This is the main difference between these two operators. So first, the asterisk symbol is used to get the value at the address, and then ampersand symbol is used to get the address of the variable. And then next is an member access operator. So these operators are used with structures and unions. So first one is an full stop is called as an member access operator, and then hyphen greater than symbol is used to member access pointer operator via pointer. Next is an typecasting operator. So these operators are used to convert one data type to another. So here we are using a type to typecast the some variable in some data type to another data type. For example, in previous slide, we are declaring a as an integer, right? So there we can change the data type into to float by using an type keyword. So thank you. Now you can or you all understand about the operators today we have seen. So first is an arithmetic operator, and then relational operator, and then logical operator, conditional operator, assignment operator, and then increment or decrement operator. These all you have now known about all the operators. Thank you. Looping statements in C programming language. So what is meant by looping? In C programming language, there are circumstances where you want to do the same thing many times. For example, you want to print the same word 10 times. You could type 10 printf functions, but it is easier to use a loop. The only thing you have to do is to set up a loop that execute the same printf functions 10 times. So this is the main use of looping in C programming language. So what is loop? A loop is defined as a block of statements which are repeatedly executed for certain number of times. Looping statements are used for running a set of statements for any number of times. So looping statements are also called as iterative statements because it will loop it for number of times. So that's why it is called as an iterative statements. So, what are the types of loops? In C programming, there are mainly two types of loops. So, the first one is unbounded loop and next one is bounded loop. These are also called as indefinite and definite loops. So, next types of loops. The first one is unbounded loop. So, there are two loops in unbounded loop. The first one is called as an while statement and the next one is do while statement. These two statements are called as an unbounded loop, and then next bounded loop is called as an for statements. So first the unbounded loop is while statement and do while statement. Bounded loop is for statement. First we are going to see about an unbounded loop. So unbounded looping statements are used when we don't know how many times the set of statement has to be repeated. So in this circumstance we are using an unbounded loop. So where we doesn't know about how many times the statement have to be printed. So in this time we are using an unbounded loop. And then next, unbounded looping statements can either be a pre-test loop or be a post-test loop. In pre-test loop, condition is checked before the beginning of each iteration. If condition is true, repetition is performed. If it is false, repetition is not performed. Pre-test loop is implemented using an while statement. And in post-test loop, first the block of statements to be repeat is executed, then the condition will be tested. That means in post-test loop, condition is checked after executing the repeating statements. If the condition is true, it repeats the statements again. If the condition is false, it is not performed. That means the repetition will be not performed. Post-test loop is implemented using a do-while statements. So first we are going to see about while statement. So it repeatedly carries out a series of instructions till a condition is true. It is also called as an entry control loop because the condition is checked before entering the loop. So that's why it is called as an entry control loop. The while loop in C is used when we don't know the number of iterations. So here is an syntax for while statements. So first we have to use the while keyword, and then next in bracket we are using a test condition, and then the code to be executed will be entered in the loop. So if the test condition inside the bracket becomes true, the body of loop will be executed, or else the body of the loop will be not executed. It is terminated without any execution. The process repeats until the test condition becomes false. So it first in the while loop it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will enter into the body of the loop and it will print it. If the condition is false, it doesn't enter into a loop. So it automatically terminates the functions without any executions. So this is a flowchart for a while loop. So first it will check the while loop condition. If the condition is true, the statement will be printed. If the condition is false, the statement will be not printed. So here is an example program for while. So first here we are including a header file and then main function, and then here we are declaring a I variable with the value of 1. So next, using a while keyword, here we are checking the condition I is less than or equal to 10. So here the I value will be 1. So 1 is less than or equal to 10. So condition is true. Then it will enter into the statements. So here we are giving an high. So first the high will be printed. And then next line we are using an increment. So increment will be incremented by 1. So here we are using an post increment. Now the I value is incremented by 1. Next it will go to the while loop. So it will check the condition. Now the value for I is 2. So 2 less than or equal to 10. So the condition is again true. Then it will comes into a loop and it will printed a high again. So again the I will be incremented by. So repeatedly it will print an high until the while condition is false. So up to 10 it will print the high. So after that I value is incremented by 1, then the 10 is changed to 11. So now the I value is 11. It will check the condition 11 less than or equal to 10. Now the condition is false. Then it will exit the loop and will print at the end. So this is the process of while statements. So see here, int I is equal to 1 and it will check whether 1 greater than or equal to 1. If it is true means it will print high. And then again it will go to the loop condition. If it is false, it will exit the loop. So next, for loop in C. A for loop is control structure that enables a set of instructions to get executed for a specified number of iterations. It is an entry control loop. So for loop is also called as an entry control loop because here also the condition is checked before entering into the loop. So here is an flowchart for an for loop. So first we have to initialize and then for loop condition. If the condition is true, the code will be printed. If condition is false, it is out of the loop. So here is an syntax for first open the bracket and then initialize the value. Next test condition and then update expression. Next it will enter into the code to be executed. Here the initialization statement is executed first and only once. The test condition is checked. If the false, the loop terminates. If the test condition is true, the body of the loop executes. The update expression gets updated. Again, the test condition is evaluated. The process repeats until the test condition becomes false. So here is an example program using a for loop. So here we are initializing integer I. Next, using a for loop, I is equal to assigning a value as 0. Next, text condition is I less than 10. Next, incrementing operation I plus plus. So now the I value is 0. So 0 less than 10. So the condition will be true and it will enter into a loop and print the value as I plus 1. It means the I value will be incremented and then added by 1. So this loop will be continually printed until the condition is false. So it will, when the I value will be 10, it will check the condition 10 is less than 10. The condition will be false, then it will be comes out of the loop. So see, this is an explanation for an above code. So the above code prints the numbers from 1 to 10 using a for loop in C. We know it will take 10 iterations to print 10 numbers. So we have used the for loop. So first the I is initialized to 0. The condition I less than 10 will be checked. It is true, therefore I plus 1. That is 1 gets printed. Then 1 increments to 1 again. The condition I less than 10 is evaluated. The process will repeat until I becomes 10. So the output will be here displayed 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. And then next is an do while loop in C. So it is an exit control loop. It prints the output at least once before check the condition. Afterwards, the condition is checked and the execution of the loop begins. So here it is called as an exit control loop, because here the condition will be checked after the execution part. So it is called as an exit control loop. So here is an syntax for an do while loop. First using a keyword do, and then the code to be executed, after that while, and then the test condition will be given. So the body of the loop executes before checking the condition. If the test condition is true, the loop body executes again. Again the test condition is evaluated. The process repeats until the test condition becomes false. So here is an example program for do while loop. Here we are using an I equal to 0 and then do. Here also we are printing an I and then the I is incremented. After that while condition we are giving a test condition. So here also the same output will be printed from 1 to 10. Yo, that's all. This is called as looping. So there are three kind of looping. The first one is while, do while, and then for loop. So while and for is an entry control loop, and then do while is an exit control loop. Have you all clear about this looping concepts, right? Okay, thank you.